had two, and one was called the concubine. You know what a concubine is? Yes. And another one was called things fall apart. Have you heard about it? Yes. So we read Things Fall Apart by who? Chinua Achebe, a Nigerian author, a well-renowned African author called Chinua Achebe. And the reason why I want to mention Chinua Achebe is because most of us identify with Chinua Achebe. So Chinua Achebe used to use quotes in his speech most of the time. And there's one quote which I want to quote to you as I begin. And he says, "A man who calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their calls his kinsmen to a feast does not do so this task. But there will be those who will quickly go even if they don't know what the task is. Because you believe you can do anything. Yeah. Where else does self-confidence come from? Yes? Being honest. Honest with yourself or with other people. Yeah. So you need to be honest. Honest with yourself and with other people. If you don't know something, say, I don't know. There's nothing. What else? Where does self-confidence come from?
Having the knowledge of what you're doing.
You have the knowledge of what you're doing. So for example, if you're talking about soccer and you play soccer, you're speaking from a point of knowledge and experience. So you'll be very confident to speak about Man U and Arsenal and who? Chelsea, Barcelona, PSG,
Tottenham Hotspur.
Now you can see the men have woken up. Ladies, you are normally confident to talk about who? No, ladies. Not soccer, something else about ladies. Soccer, France, music, what else? Yes. So, from a point of... What else makes you confident? What else makes you confident, guys? Yes. Be proud of what you do. I am a teacher. I trained as a teacher. My mother was a teacher and I'm very proud. And I don't introduce myself as just a teacher. I say I am a proud teacher. I am a very proud teacher. So I'm very happy with what I am. So I never regret that I wanted to become a nurse or I wanted to become a doctor. Because when I was growing up, I had all those fantasies. But I ended up going to do B.Ed Arts at Kenyatta University. And I became a proud teacher. And I do not regret. So you just must be happy with where you end up. Okay? Finally, where does self-confidence come from? The achievements. If you have achieved something, you must be able to stand up and say it and speak about it all the time. When those people are telling you, oh, that day you failed the cut, tell them, but I was #1 in swimming. We all don't have to yeah. We all cannot be measured in the same way. So I may have failed here, but I excelled here. So be ready to counter what they are telling you. Don't sit there and allow people to bring you down. Okay? So, when I talked about self-confidence, can you see how confident this lady is? Does confidence mean long hair? Does confidence mean thick eyebrows? Does confidence mean white teeth? No, it's how you feel about yourself. Yes. So you must go out and be confident. So we've talked about this well-being. You accept your body and mind. So I don't look at myself as fat. I am happy with who I am. Don't compare yourself to others because we are all different. You believe in your ability, your skills, and experience. So how does a confident person look like? If you were to draw or explain to me, how do they look like? Yes, they are simple. Confident people are simple, and they use those simple words that you said in the beginning, no big words. Another one, how does a confident person look? They like smiling. How much does smiling cost? How much? Yes? They are active. Sorry? They are active. Finally, their posture, you can see it. They exude confidence. You can't be confident and you're sitting like this. You have to sit up, okay? Even when you're raising your hand, you must be confident. Do you see those kids in kindergarten? Even if the answer is wrong, they're like, but if you're raising your hand like this, the teacher will wonder. So you must honor, stand up and put your hand up And when they pick on you, stand up and speak with confidence. Have you ever seen people who don't know something but they speak with so much confidence? You can even get the job. Yeah. You can even get the job. Yeah? So yes, we've got it right. Also, the way they sound. They speak with a lot of confidence. They smile. Sometimes they'll be silent, but you can see it in their body language. And sometimes it's in the sight. So what are those things that will make you feel bad about yourself? So we talked about the positive things about you. What is it that people do or say about you that makes you feel bad about yourself? Huh? Yes. Sorry?
Your background.
Your background. So they'll tell you, oh, you come from a poor family, or your school is poor, or you didn't go here, or you didn't go to university, and that makes you feel like, oh, I can't really be the leader because I don't speak eloquent English. So do not allow that to make you less confident. What else makes us suffer from low self-confidence? Yes?
Your appearance.
How you appear. So maybe my teeth are brown, and maybe I have a scar on my face, maybe I have a disability or something about my appearance that makes me feel that I'm not worthy. We are the way we are. There's very little we can do about it. So just accept who you are. Who you are should not define you in the eyes of other people. Let them say what they are saying, but you know yourself better. What else? I saw many hands go up. Yes.
My height.
Your height. Is it short or tall? If you're short. So again, don't let your physical appearance, make you feel like you don't measure up. So here are some of the things. Fear of the unknown. So for example, if I want to say something in a group and I don't know how other people will react, I'll be scared of saying it. I'll wait for other people to go first, and then I'll say, yeah, I think so. Have your own mind. Don't always be the one to say, even me. Nakadalika. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and then they ask you, what do you want? Then you say, kama yake. You don't know what you want. So you need to have your own peace of mind. Yeah? We've talked about personal appearance, unprepared. Do you think I would have been confident if I had not prepared for this session? It took me 2 weeks to prepare this. If I wasn't prepared, I would have told Richie I'm not coming. Because I cannot be here if I have not prepared. How do you feel when you go to an exam and you are not ready? The previous night you will not sleep. When I was in high school, we used to call it transnighting. What do you call it? You soak your feet in cold water and all those things. Yeah? So you must be prepared. When you're not prepared, you will not be able to face the world. If you're always late, you get here and you have already started. How do you behave? You don't want to be seen. Why? Because you're late. It's very rude to be late. Let me say it. It's a very bad habit. It's lack of respect for other people's time. If we say we are meeting at 9, it is 9:00, not 9:01. Please. You're not going to go ahead of other people if you cannot respect other people's time. You must learn to keep time. Respect your time, respect the time of other people. Knowledge we spoke about. If you have expert knowledge of a subject area or something, you feel a lot more. If you've had previous failures, you'll be scared to try again, but I want to encourage you to keep trying. Failure should be used as a point of learning. Learn from your failures and then you forge ahead. So I'd like to show another video. And please listen carefully. These are signs that you lack self-confidence. So if sometimes you feel this way, just know that maybe your self-confidence is shaky. And I'm not saying that you should never feel this way. I'm saying that that should be a message to you that you need to try harder to be a lot more self-confident even when things are not going well. So I'd like you to come and put the video for me, please. carry on. I'll show this one later. Let's carry on. There are two other videos that I'll show you. Okay. So let's carry on. I'll show you that video later. So one of the ways in which you can increase your self-confidence is grooming. Can you imagine you wake up, you're late, you've not showered, you've not dressed up, and maybe the important guests have come. How do you feel? How do you walk into that room? How? You've not combed your hair. Yeah. So grooming is number one. If you're comfortable with what you're wearing and how you look, in most cases you will be confident. We've talked about advanced preparation and planning and arriving on time. Positive thinking we've talked about as well. If you're positive about who you are and what you're doing and what you want to do, in most cases you will be confident. But if you have doubts about yourself, in most cases you will not be confident. And then gaining technical experience. So what you're doing in school now is you're gaining technical experience in different subject areas. When you finish high school and go to college, you gain a specific skill that will then launch your career. Whether you will become a teacher like me, or you will become an engineer like my colleagues from GMin, or whether you will become a surgeon or a doctor or an architect, that is your career path. You have to be more assertive. So, I will go back to that example of a restaurant. When you go to a restaurant and they ask you, what do you want? Say what you want, don't say what somebody else has said. When you are in a group and they are asking, what do you think about this idea? Then you say, just like him. Or then you say, even me. Have your own peace of mind. Think differently from other people. Don't always go for what other people are saying. There are normally so many ideas. It cannot be that all of us share the same idea. So when you're assertive, you will say what you want when you're asked to. That you can speak up about something that is bothering you or an issue. That you're not afraid to speak up. If you're easily swayed and you're scared that, oh, I can't say this because I'll be victimized, they'll laugh at me, then you will not be assertive. I can see people smiling. Okay. Goals we talked about. So again, set small goals, and when you achieve them, celebrate. Even if it's just dancing. You don't have to do it in a big way. So why do you have to increase your self-confidence? Why can't you just continue doing things the way you do? Is self-confidence important, guys? Very, very important. Do you need it even now? Do you see it now in your life? We all need self-confidence. And that's why we are here today, to increase your self-confidence. You will be more successful in your career and in your life when you're a lot more confident. So for you to become more powerful and persuasive, you have to be confident. Do you know any leader who's not confident? Any? Which one? You know a leader who's not confident? Yeah? People who are popular and likable, they are confident. They express themselves with so much confidence. And they are always assertive. They speak up and they speak out clearly. For you to speak up and speak out clearly, you have to speak from your diaphragm. So don't speak when you're like this, because people will not hear what you're saying. And then when you're confident, people will admire you, they'll respect you, and you'll be sought after. So when there's a teamwork or there's an activity or a trip, they'll always ask, where is Jen? Because they know Jen will represent us. Yeah? They'll ask, where is Simon? Because Simon will be able to argue our case out. When I was young, I used to go for Science Congress. And those people who could navigate conversations are the ones who used to present our ideas. But when I grew up, I said, I regretted that in Science Congress, I should have been a lot more visible and coherent and confident. So don't overlook those things that you do at school, those clubs where people go on stage and present drama, Science Congress. Do those things, it will build your self-confidence. And then when you're confident, you'll be recognized, you'll become a lot more responsible, and then opportunities will flow to you. So when we are looking for someone to give a scholarship or someone to send to a project, we will look for you. Because we know you will present yourself with confidence, even if you don't know the subject area. Let me stop here and see if there are any questions from anyone. Any questions? Okay. So let us stand up and just do a little energizer. I see the energy levels are dropping. Is there anyone in this room who does not speak Kiswahili? Anyone who does not speak Kiswahili? We all speak Kiswahili. Do you speak Kiswahili? Do you understand Swahili? Good. So this is group 1, up to the guy in yellow, that way. Then this is group 1, up to the lady, yeah, you. And then this is group 3. So, group 1 is Watu. Watu, people. Group 2 is Wezi, thieves. Group 3 is Polisi. It's just an exercise, it means nothing. Yeah. So Watu, Wezi, Polisi. So I'm going to tell a story, and when I say Watu, you sit down, so you need to be close to your chair. When I say Wezi, you sit down. When I say Polisi, you sit down quickly before I mention the other group. You sit down and then you stand up, so that by the time I say Polisi again, you sit down. So it's about motion. I'll say a story and when I get to you to sit down. So, nilikuwa naenda Mombasa na nikaenda kituo cha basi. Nilikuwa nimebeba handbag yangu na suitcase yangu. Nikapanda bodaboda nikafika Machakos bus stage. Nilipokuwa nataka kuenda, watu walikuwa wengi sana. Hawakuwa na tikiti ya kwenda Mombasa. Mimi nilikuwa na tikiti ya kwenda Mombasa. Na kulikuwa na wapolisi. Na mnajua Machakos bus stage pia iko na wengi sana. Na watu wengine hawajui kwamba wezi kwa wanakuwa. Na polisi kwa hawajui watu. Na watu hawajui wezi pia ni watu. Na polisi wanga wezi. Nilifika Mombasa nikasahau suitcase yangu tena. Na watu wengine wakapita ni wezi pia. Na polisi naye akaangalia watu. Na polisi akaenda na watu. Kituo cha polisi. Self-esteem. So as I said in the beginning, self-esteem is how good you feel about yourself. So if you're always thinking, oh, I'm short, I'm too tall, or I don't have new clothes, or my shoes are not nice, or I don't come from this family, that is low self-esteem. Because you see yourself as low class. You see yourself as second class. When they say, who wants to go to this team? Then you say, you're near how. Why? Because you see yourself as not part of it. There's nothing wrong with you refusing to join our team because sometimes there are other reasons. But some of the things that we say to ourselves that could indicate that we suffer from low self-esteem are these ones. I cannot do it. I'm not worthy. I must be perfect. If you're a perfectionist, that everything must be like this, in most cases you can suffer low self-esteem when things are not going your way. Okay? I must not make a mistake. If I make a mistake, people will judge me harshly. Yeah? I am not good enough. I don't measure up. Nobody loves me. So if you sometimes say these things to yourself, just know that is Lowering your self-esteem. This is negative self-talk. So you must reduce saying these things to yourself. Of course, there are ways in which we must never make mistakes. There are things which we shouldn't be making mistakes about. Of course, sometimes nobody will love you, but so what? Of course, sometimes you want to be perfect and get your ducks in a row, but sometimes life happens. So you need to be open-minded to know that sometimes life happens, okay? And when we are feeling like, oh, we are not there, again, there's a feeling of worthless, you feel like you're selfish or you're deformed, you're hopeless, you're careless, you're not good, you're not loved, you're ugly, you're stupid. These are words that people say to us, true or false? People always say these things to us. If you're not clever, what do people call you?
Stupid.
Stupid? Ah, that's a good word. Good. Say another one. Dunderhead. What else? Dumb. People use those words, don't they? They always use those, and those are the words that lower our self-esteem. So you should be so dumb that you don't hear those words. Because they'll not stop saying, will they? They'll not stop saying things to you, but you can control how you react to what they say. So do not be defined by what people say about you. They can call you these words because they have their own judgment. You have nothing to do with their judgment, but you can respond appropriately. You can also choose to. So these are some of the good words that you can say to yourself. That's why I asked you, say one good thing about you to your friend. So you need to remember that these good things about you can say to yourself, good things about you is what should be ringing in your mind all the time. You're beautiful in your own right. You're intelligent, you're careful, you're awesome, you're brilliant, you're intelligent. You have to keep saying those words to yourself. This is very unclear. I'll read for you. So signs that you lack self-esteem. One is you're always indecisive. When they say, so which career do you want to follow? Then you start saying, maybe nursing or teaching. Nursing and teaching are so different, you know? So you need to think carefully about your decision making. But if you're always that person who, I don't know, I'm not sure, in most cases you will suffer low self-esteem. People will be telling you what you should be doing rather than you telling them what you think you should do. And then this one is negative self-talk. So it's those things that you say about yourself. You fear that you will be rejected, and then you're being materialistic. So if you're materialistic and you're thinking, oh, my shoes are not nice, oh, I don't have a nice dress, is that makes you feel good about yourself? Is that the most important thing? Maybe not. And then you value the opinion of other people more than your own. And that's why I was saying do not allow yourself to be defined by other people. Define yourself. So this is how the vicious cycle goes to lower your self-esteem. So you start with negative self-talk. So you start thinking, oh, maybe I'll fail, or maybe they'll not choose me, maybe I'll not succeed. Then you become very anxious and you start performing poorly in that subject or in that sport. Then you actually fail. Why are you failing? Because in the first place you had negative thoughts. You never thought you can make it. Yeah? And then after you fail, you start blaming yourself. Oh, I didn't work hard enough. I don't come from the right family. Or they didn't give me a chance. Or they did not choose me. Or I should have gone. Then you suffer low self-esteem. And it goes that way. You need to get out of this one. But for you to get out of it, first you need to eliminate negative thoughts about yourself. So here are the causes of low self-esteem, and we've touched on some of them. When you are growing up as a child, if you are abused, in most cases you feel like you're unworthy. So in most cases you will suffer low self-esteem. If you have undergone trauma, an accident, or a loss in your family, and you did not address this, you will find that it will keep cropping up. If your parents neglected you, or people have excessively criticized you about your failures, if you're being bullied, you need to speak about it because it lowers your self-esteem. If you have unrealistic expectations about yourself or from other people, you find that you're always thinking, oh, they don't choose me, they don't talk about me, they didn't give me a chance. If you have poor self-image, you'll be satisfied with how you appear, you're thinking, oh, my poor background is an issue here. If you're an adult and you're unemployed, you'll be feeling like I cannot go beyond people because I don't have the guts. Okay? And now you need to guard your heart, moyo wako, because negative self-talk and negative energy is very harmful to your health. Extremely harmful. So it does not only lower your self-confidence and your self-esteem, but it actually hurts your organs. But let's start with the positive ones. So I'm going to talk about positive emotion. These ladies are really excited. Are you excited with what I have put here? So I'm going to say these things with caution, because you guys are So let's start with laughter. Laughter is good. Laughter is good. In our office, there's a lady who laughs. If it's at lunchtime and she's laughing, even if you're 500 meters away, you will hear. She laughs. So laughter is good. Why? Because your blood will flow more freely. Okay? So if you need to laugh, laugh. Laugh. Yeah? And then hugs are good. Do you hug? Yes, they remove stress from the body. Okay? And when you meet someone whose your heart goes crazy for him, it gives your heart a workout. Because when your heart works out, blood flows through your body. Yeah? Blood flows through your body. And then when you spend time with someone that you love, it lowers your blood pressure. So someone you love could be your family members, it could be your dad, your mom. It lowers your blood pressure because when your blood pressure is too high, then blood cannot flow through your veins. So you see why you should be happy? And then love letters may lower blood cholesterol. When I was in high school, we used to write small notes and slip into someone's mouth or into their pockets. And when you go home, your mom finds it. Then she calls you and asks you, what is this? And then yeah, and then holding hands, it works on your nervous system. And then a positive attitude lowers the risk of a heart attack. Most of people who get a heart attack are people who are stressed. So avoid stress by all means. You're still young. Don't suffer stress. Let's go to negative emotion. Just know that when you're angry, when you're sad, when you're grieving, you're hurting your body organs. Okay? Your most important body organs is the liver, the lung, the stomach, the heart and brain, and the kidney. You've heard of people who have dialysis on the kidney? Yeah. Who had a transplant? Yeah. Their heart has failed. Yeah. So it all starts with how you feel about yourself, how you express yourself, what you eat, exercise, all those things. So, one, if you're angry most of the time, you're weakening your liver. What does the liver do, biology? Regulate the sugar level. It does what?
Deamination.
Sorry?
Deamination.
What does the lungs do? What do the lungs do? Breathing, yes. Yeah, exchange of inhaling and exhaling. So, if you breathe for too long, I'm not saying don't breathe, you need to breathe and have closure. So when you breathe for too long, it weakens your lungs. And then if you're always worrying about something, I'm late with the assignment, they'll not choose me, I failed, it weakens your stomach. Yeah. And then if you're always stressed, it's the heart and the brain, then you suffer a heart attack. If you're always fearful, it's the kidney. So you can see that those things are related with how your body functions. You know this lady? Yeah, she's my favorite. So when you make people feel bad, just remember, they'll never forget. They will never forget. There's a day I was training some accountants at a conference, and I asked them to talk to their neighbor and tell them about a bad experience that they had about someone who made them feel bad. And this accountant, he's a very senior accountant in this country. I won't tell you the name of the organization. He's a very senior accountant. He said when he was in high school, I think they made jokes about a teacher. And that teacher told him, you will fail your KCP and you will never go anywhere. You don't even merit even to become who you want to become. You say you want to become an accountant, you will never get there. And this teacher kept failing him in that subject. And in that school, there was only one stream, so he couldn't go to another stream. So he did KCP and he passed. He went to KCSE and he passed. And he went and did accountancy and he passed. Accountancy exams and he passed. He's a CPAK, he's a senior accountant in this country. And he said, I will go and look for that teacher and I will show him what answers. So when you interact with people, remember that in most cases, if you make them feel bad, if you make them feel short, if you make them feel small, they'll never forget. They'll never forget. So, what is the opposite of this? Just make sure that people feel good about themselves and who they are. Make people feel welcome. Make people feel good about themselves. Why? They'll always want to interact with you. How much do you pay to be good to people? How much do you pay to be kind to people? Those people who've been kind to you, did you pay them? It costs nothing. It costs nothing. So you're young people, and I want to dare you to continue soaring high. What do you know about an eagle? It flies alone. It does not fly with chickens. It flies alone. And what else does it do? An eagle?
It preys on its predator.
It preys on its predator. And it does not eat dead meat. Yeah? What else do you know about eagles? It flies very high in the sky, above the storm. So when there's a storm, the eagle will pierce through that storm and fly above the cloud. It's flying above the cloud. Finally, where do you see the eagle? Where do you normally see the eagle? Either on an emblem or a flag or a symbol somewhere. Where have you seen the eagle? On the American flag. Because it's the greatest, even Zambia. So when I teach leadership, in most cases I use the eagle because of the characteristics of the eagle. So I want to dare you to dream. And if you have those high dreams, dream as much as you can. Fly as high as you can. Nothing will stop you. You're still young. You have a long way to go. Okay? Yeah, you have a long way to go. So, I'd like to show the last video, Richie, then we can do your voice. And this video is the power of influence. So, what this video is about is for you to lead people, you have to communicate well, you have to have high self-confidence, you need high self-esteem for you to influence them. You cannot influence people if you're not confident. If you cannot communicate properly, you cannot influence people. So let's listen to this. It's just about 3 to 4 minutes.
Hi there. Did you know that there are 2 powers of personality that you can develop that will increase your charisma and your ability to influence others? The first of these powers is the power of purpose. Men and women with charisma and personal magnetism almost invariably have a clear vision of who they are, where they're going, and of what they're trying to achieve. And you can develop this as well. Leaders in sales and management have a vision of what they're trying to create and why they're doing what they're doing. They're focused on accomplishing some great purpose with their lives and their work. They're decisive about every aspect of their lives. They know exactly what they want and what they have to do to get it. They plan their work, and then they work their plan. You can increase your charisma and the magnetism of your personality by setting clear goals for yourself, making plans to achieve them, and then working on your plans with discipline and determination every day. The whole world seems to move aside for the person who knows exactly where he's going. In fact, the clearer you are about your purposes and goals, the more likely people will be to attribute other positive qualities to you. When you're clear about your goals, people will see you or perceive you as being a better and more admirable human being. And when you have clear goals, you begin attracting to yourself the people and opportunities necessary to make those goals a reality. Now, the second personality power to develop charisma is self-confidence. Men and women with charisma have an intense belief in themselves and what they're doing. They're usually calm and cool and composed about themselves and their work. Your level of self-confidence is often demonstrated in your courage, your willingness to do whatever is necessary to achieve a purpose that you believe in. Now, people are naturally attracted to those who exude a sense of self-confidence, those who have an unshakable belief in their ability to rise above circumstances to attain their goals. And one of the ways that you demonstrate self-confidence is by assuming that people naturally like you and accept you and want to do business with you, especially if you're in marketing and sales. For example, one of the most powerful ways to close a sale is simply to assume that the prospect has decided to purchase the product or service and then to go on to wrap up the details. One of the best ways to achieve success in your relationships is to assume that people naturally enjoy your company and want to be around you, and then proceed on that basis. The very act of behaving in a self-confident manner will generate personal charisma in the eyes of others. Now, here are two things you can do immediately to put these ideas into action. First, think on paper. Write out your goals and plans in detail and then review them regularly. Discuss them with others. Upgrade your goals and plans and revise them when you get new information. Be clear about what you want. And the second thing you can do is to express your level of self-confidence to others all the time, even if you have doubts inside. Always walk and talk and act and move like a winner, like a person who's absolutely confident of success and ultimate victory. And remember, the person you see will be the person you will be.
So it's what we discussed, isn't it? It's in your mind. You just have to assume that people will accept you. So if you're always thinking, oh, I'm not good, that is what will become. What key messages did you pick from that? From this video? Any key message? Any key message, gentlemen? You had yeah, there are many hands there, yes.
What you see is what you become.
What you see is what you become. So it's all in your mind, it's your mind. Sorry, you shared the same thought, thank you.
Writing down. Yeah.
When you have goals, always write them down. Don't keep all of them in your head. There's too many things in your head. So when you have your goals, write them down. 1, 2, 3, this is what I want to do for my career. This is what I want to do in church. This is what I want to do for my siblings. This is what I want to do for my parents. Write them down and put them somewhere where you can see them. It can be in your notebook. I write them on a piece of paper and I hang them on my wardrobe. Why? I see them every day. I see them every morning. And that keeps me on my toes. Even every day when I get to work, I normally write tasks, things that I want to do that day. And when I complete one, I tick. When I complete another one, I tick. At the end of the day, when I go home, I normally feel so good. Why? Because there are many ticks in my notebook. So goal setting and planning starts with simple things like writing down your list of things to do in the morning. There was another hand here. Yes? If you're confident in yourself, people will be confident about you and what you're saying. So it starts with you. Yes? You can discuss your goals with your friend. Why? It helps you to test and see whether your ideas are real. that is exactly what you want to do. Finally, yes, the world will give you way when you know where you're heading to. But when you don't know where you're going, any road will lead you. So you must know where you're going. There's no other way. You just must know where you're going. So I'm coming to the end of our session, and we focus mainly on communicating. How do you communicate so that people can respond appropriately? And how do you build your self-confidence? And how do you enhance your self-esteem? And I want to close with a few keywords. And it's about the things that we have been discussing. So I want to leave you key messages for you to take away. And one key message from the videos and the discussions that we had today, one key message is your mindset will fuel your vision. Your mindset will fuel your vision. Number 2, challenge your past achievements. Challenge your past achievements. So for example, if you're the top in your class in maths, what will you do to remain at the top? It's easy to become number 1, but difficult to remain number 1. So challenge your past achievements. The fact that you succeeded today does not necessarily mean you succeed tomorrow. Number 3, knowing your worth. Knowing your worth will give you the confidence to do more. Knowing your worth will give you the confidence to do more. So this basically means if you know yourself and you know your strength, you will know what you need to do. You will not have to be told. You will be confident in what you're doing. Number 4, have a passion for what you do. So if you're here and you want to become an actuarial scientist, think about those things that you like. How do they fit into that career? If you want to become a medical doctor, what are those things about medicine that really interest you? Things that you enjoy doing? If you want to become a nurse, I'm sure you've all gone to a hospital. What did you see that nurse do that you really liked? If you want to become an architect, do you enjoy drawing? I see we are in an art room and there's a lot of beautiful pictures and images in the wall. So if you want to become an artist, you need to think about, do you actually like drawing? Do you like what artists do? And finally, I dare you to dream. Continue dreaming, and your dreams will be valid. Thank you very much. Over to you, Brenda.